So the brother rocked up, nah. Big ups to Odwa for opening up his crib. The guy rocked up. Brother of mine opened up his crib to us, made sure the setup was sharp, and we had a bit of a delay. So the brother left on account that he's going to get himself something to chow, and he hasn't returned. So he's stuck in an environment where you don't necessarily want to be, and also whether it's a 9 to 5, or whether it's a business that really doesn't speak to you. There's just something very profound about young people starting things that speak to them. Bro, it doesn't want to come through, but I mean that's the height of real content. Yeah, well, to take your idea and say, you know what, man, let's talk about it. Let's see, how to do things. What man? By the way, he lives in a beautiful house. Tolas Mo was here and he can tell you.
And deep down to me, I knew it's like school was not part of my program.
Yeah.
It's good to have education and stuff, but I wanted more than that.
Yeah.
I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted my hustle. So I used to be an alum at 6 o'clock, go to the ring. And we must go to our
prison style.
Exactly. And then tea time again, lunch time, until it's home time. I was like, no, man. It's like we've been programmed. And I'm not a robot.
Yeah.
No, I sold them.
Oh, okay.
And then paid the water. Sold them and paid the water. But
get on the vlog, man. We have to 20 plenty baby with your boy T45, and he always likes it when I do that voiceover thing. It's your boy T45 bringing you the best.
I know, yeah.
It's your boy T45, and this is yet another episode of The New Kid in the Vlog, baby. Welcome to 20 Plenty, my baby. Yeah, man. What an emotional start to the year, hey. I'm proud to say we managed to get Tolas Mo to at least agree to have a sit down with us, but it did not work out the way we would have anticipated. So the brother rocked up, nah. Big ups to Odwa for opening up his crib. The guy rocked up. Brother of mine opened up his crib to us, made sure the setup was sharp, and we had a bit of a delay. So the brother left on account that he's going to get himself something to chow, and he hasn't returned. So we said, you know what, stuff him. He was looking crusty as fuck anyway. We're gonna have a banging episode with or without him, because we've been doing it, man. We've been doing it. So yeah, man, in light of what we wanted to entertain with Tolas Mo, to usher in this episode, we're talking about content creation through gaming. Now, this is not a terrain that's really explored by black gentlemen, so big ups to him, even if he bailed on us, for actually rocking up and wanting to speak about such an important and imperative thing. Right, so what his business does actually, which is better known as Tolas Mo Gaming, he would have answered better for himself, but his business, Tolas Mo Gaming, basically looks at changing the narrative as far as gaming is concerned, not only in terms of access, so every black kid can at least have access to gaming, because not all of us grew up having nice consoles, the latest PlayStation or Xbox, but a lot of us actually wanted to see something that we can relate to when it comes to the games that we play. Think about it. God of War, it's a white superhero. Ratchet and Clank is, I don't know, whatever it has to do with when it comes to gaming, the narrative is that it's some white characters that you look at, and it's never really something that you can relate to as a black kid. So it was really inspirational, man, and really touching, to say the least, that someone was willing to look at why is it not that we're seeing black kids, because we consume a lot of games as black niggas. I remember, back in the day, King of Fighters, from back then to this current day of gaming, black kids have been consuming games, whether it was at the spaza shop for 5 bob nyana, or, your friend had the console, but it's something that we've always been doing. Enough about that. A lot's been happening in the country, and, I'm proud to say, as New Kid in the Vlog, we're not we weren't absent because there's absolutely nothing that we're doing. We're busy, man. We're busy, and you know, in us being busy, we draw a lot of inspiration from a lot of different things. And for me, it's been how things panned out this day. You know, being stuck in an environment where you don't necessarily want to be, and also whether it's a 9 to 5, you know, or whether it's a business that, you know, really doesn't speak to you. There's just something very profound about young people starting things that you know, speak to them. So the brother whose house we're in, I think we're gonna be spontaneous enough to say we're inviting him on set. His name is Odwa, and he's shaking his head back in the background. But we're gonna talk to him a bit about you know, pioneering your own ideas and leaving the narrative of 9 to 5 is how you're gonna do things. Spontaneous. He's shaking his head in the background. Doesn't want to come through, but I mean that's the height of real content. Yeah, well, to take your idea and say, you know what, man, let's talk about it. Let's see, you know, how to do things. What man? Sharp. So this is Hotman Yam. We're being very spontaneous about this, so that we can even catch a glimpse of that camera.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah. Ngupra Odwa Lona, very. I don't want to say young, too young. Yeah, well, he's young, but I mean, you know, he's someone who's not gone about it the conventional way, in terms of, you know, pass matric, go to varsity, geleza, and go and, you know, live your 9 to 5 life, that average life, 2.5 kids, have a house in a semi-suburb. Just as far as the things that you are willing to disclose, tell us a bit about yourself and, you know, how you came about to live in such a beautiful place.
Yeah, man, as you said, Kamalamo Odwa.
Yeah,
I'm from the Eastern Cape, Pai, Edwisi. Listen, from a family of 4 sisters and brothers, of course.
Yeah.
And then that girl and Gelekas. So as get any cooler, kutiwe. These ones are cheese boys, but from the town.
Yeah.
All of that, and then no panic, feeling like, you know what, in a teen, but begele side. Yeah, but the same thing, the man. And then they ask you, this I define who I am. Okay. Right now in the Chachwa,
yeah.
Just because I can't buy a certain thing or I can't go to a certain school.
Yeah.
Society, but that was okay then.
Sure. So just to give you a bit of a background, and I'll allow Odwa as Pendulele now. Yeah. Just give us insight into about what kind of businesses are you into currently. Ongafuni use disclosure is up to you. Ofunayo, you know, give us an idea about what is it that you currently do. By the way, he lives in a beautiful house. Tolas Mo was here and he can tell you.
I mean, I'm a property developer.
Yeah.
Construction. I've got a business, a chicken farm.
Yeah.
Yona guess is kala soon now. Yeah, bo. In fact, Yona is a business structure kala soon. Yeah, bo.
Yeah.
What else? Logistics as well. Even though things are not going my way on that one, but I've learned, took some notes. Recently, we just opened an office in Rosebank.
Yeah, Rosebank, baby.
Yeah, it's a factory, a huge ass factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, we buy and sell rough diamonds. Yeah, we buy them in Cameroon. Yeah, we bring them in the country. We have clients here. We also have clients in Dubai, Hong Kong. We open, in fact, an office there in Cameroon. So we have an office in Rosebank and an office and things. If things go according to plan, we'll be opening this year an office in Dubai as well as Hong Kong. So in a business,
at least I
diamond business.
Yeah. I see Sierra Leone.
I don't know. Everything is straight.
Yeah, man. So Odwa and I were actually having a conversation earlier on, and I mean, you know, you can already hear by the sound of things, you know, but this is a pretty accomplished man. Yeah, like he's gonna be, you know, not apologetic, but he won't want to be forthcoming with the fact that nigga, I'm balling. But you know, it's very inspirational to meet up with people like this. And he was just talking to me about you know, his son who is in school, so he's in the system. He's currently in the conventional system of learning. And you know, one of the things that he did say is that you know, the choice will always be his, what he wants to venture into. But more important than anything is what we're now also exposed to, you know, so that he can make his decisions. Was the same done how did you, when you finished the varsity, what was the case at home? Because I can't imagine you went to school and you studied. You didn't study how to cut diamonds.
No. At school I was doing mechanical engineering, right? Because the parents paid for my fees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially my mom. My mom was so hard on me, man. Like, I must go to school, I must find a job, I must do this.
Yeah.
And deep down to me, I knew it's like school was not part of my program.
Yeah.
It's good to have education and stuff, but I wanted more than that.
Yeah.
I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted my hustle. So growing up, man, I didn't know what to do with my life, but I knew that what I want is not
it's
what
not
I've
found
been
here
told by my parents.
Yeah.
So that was it.
And but one thing I like about Oiteta, you know, is the fact that, you know, your kids are going to be exposed to everything that they have as an option, you know, whether it's business, whether, like you said, it's the diamond business and logistics or whatever. But you are very distinct in saying my son must make his own choice.
Yeah.
I imagine it must have been difficult for you, you know, but when you told your parents, you know, but I'm going to business, because I'm sure your parents didn't say, although you have the option of leaving a certificate or your degree and going and do whatever you want. What was the reaction of time Ayako when you said, me?
You know, I still remember my last day at work for this German engineering company. There used to be an alarm at 6 o'clock, go to a ring, and we must go to our
prison style.
Exactly. And then tea time again, lunch time, until it's home time. I was like, no, man, it's like we've been programmed. And I'm not a robot.
Yeah.
So when I got home, this is after I got my qualification, right? I went to my room, took my certificate, gave it to my father, said, Guy, you're the one who said I must go to school. I believe this is yours. Now I'm going to start my own journey, and I don't expect you to understand my journey. I know it's not going to be easy, but I'm prepared to juggle it. So that's how I remember that time. There was no business registered, nothing. One thing I knew, that I need to get out of here. I need to get out. So I went to register my own business. And then for 2 years, there was nothing coming in. Nothing. For 2 years. I was wearing the same shoe, the Caterpillar, summer, winter.
The same one you were wearing when you left that job.
And there's this friend of mine who asked me, when are you going to throw these away? I said, my guy, these were loyal to me when no one else, even my family, when no one else was loyal to me. These were loyal. So I can never throw them away. So they're still at my home in
Put it as a bit
in PE,
I know.
So that was
that's pretty dope, man. And I know for a fact there's a lot of other young people who want to take that leap of faith and who aren't really prepared mentally to, you know, take that leap of faith. Because there's those factors, you know, for an example, I'm also someone who, you know, is trying to integrate that idea of going into business with my 9 to 5. So I'll work my 9 to 5, And I bought myself another motorbike yesterday, which delivers for Mr. Deliver. So I've got my little hustle going on. I mean, if you're not prepared for that type of hustle, there's always ways. But I think for me, Odwa probably wouldn't be where he is if it wasn't for that. You know what? Fuck it, man. I'm gonna do this. And also that daily hunger of being, yes, where am I going to get my next meal? I can't call my parents anymore for cash. I can imagine it must have been like that for you as well.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It was tough, especially for me, because I remember in PE I only got one project, and I took those profits. That time, before the project, I met my girlfriend back then. Took those profits, gave it to her. She was working for Sasso. I said to her, please buy me shares at Sasso. Then I have nothing.
So you still have shares at Sasso?
No, I sold them.
Oh, okay.
And then paid Labona. Sold them and paid Labona. But to have a partner who is in line with you, it's everything. Who's going to support you, whether it's good or bad. Tough times or easy times, whatever you want to call it, it's very important. Not this slay queen.
And it's sad because then that's the first thing you chase when you have money. I remember, but that was back in the day. I always used to fantasize about having a lot of money, and my then girlfriend, I used to look at her and think, but I don't want to learn a lot of money. But so exactly where we ring out, man. It's very important to have that person who kind of has your focus, because they tend to kind of know the person that you are when you focus. They know how to bring you back from when you're not thinking straight as a man, because the truth is money excites all of us.
All of us. And that's our danger right there. Because you mustn't be too excited. You mustn't. You must know your end goal. What you want. You must be able to see the bigger picture always. You will do funny things, then there are mistakes, but don't lose focus. I'm not there yet, but I know I'm gonna get there. I know.
Just to shed some light, you guys might not know who her wife is, but they've been very helpful in our production as New Kid in the Vlog. And one of the things this woman did for us is that she managed to organize us. It was an in-house thing where Goodyear was doing a tire. They're basically showcasing a safe tire versus a tire that isn't all that safe. And we had the courtesy of shooting that alongside the guys that were at VW. At the Zwartkoop racetrack, so you really contributed. Your family really contributed to the New Kid on the Block.
If we can't support each other, why are we here? That's why are we friends? So we have to.
And just to seal everything off, there's something that I specifically like about I don't know your other circle, but I'll say from the circle that I've experienced, which is, Orifilwe or TK and the likes, and, myself as well as yourself. There's just something that always comes up whenever, we're around each other, and that's the talk of business. How important is it, having people like that, and how much has networking done for you in terms of getting to where you are currently?
To have positive friends that are in the same page as you is everything. And to support each other when Refilo is doing insurance things and I buy a car, I can't go to someone else. I must do business with Refilo.
That's our broker friend, by the way. Our legacy connect.
So it's very important. In terms of network, I believe I'm still building my network. Because now they are forced and I'm just there's forced indoor, and in some cases I just meet people and be in the right time at the right place and stuff like that. For instance, the diamond business. I was in the farm and I met this guy. And I asked him, he said, no, I'll invite you to our office and see what we do. I went there, it was on a Sunday, I went there, they showed me, I stopped them in the middle of the presentation. I was like, no, how do I get in? They said, no, you can be an investor and invest 500,000 and they're gonna pay you 50,000 a month. I was like, no, I want to be a partner. Proposer, financials, everything. They did that, read it, signed, boom, went in. So when you identify those opportunities, don't be scared. Money, we lose money. I think I told you.
Yeah.
Some other guys in the chicken business, they knocked me 105,000. I mean,
That's a lot of money.
Does life stop?
Yeah.
No, have to. You win some, you lose some. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
So that's my motto in life. That's how I do things, man.
Yeah.
So
Oh man, thanks one for rescuing the episode. We're not. I think the direction that we were kind of choosing to take is to not talk, like we said, not talk about things that don't matter. You know, if you want to talk about how much Casper likes Zosbini and how much he retweets, yeah, you can have that conversation on Twitter before you go to bed. But New Kid and the Vlog is not. It's not your typical podcast, not a gossip forum. But it's something where after listening to it, you can, you know, draw a bit of inspiration and kind of leave with something. And thanks again for rescuing the episode, because so this is our tour now. That nigga left. He left. He got into a car and he said he's off to buy food and he left. Yeah, man, it's sad, but it's great, man. It's great things turned out this way. And thanks to Odwa for rocking up. Hey, sharp good man. That's been your episode on New Kid and the Vlog, man. We have to 2020 plenty baby with your boy T45, and he always likes it when I do that voiceover thing. It's your boy T45 bringing you the best.
Got a couple skis on face. Superhero flow, but the save y'all. Give me my cake. Need a couple million straight. My nigga, I'm not a minor, but I'm keeping my safe. Couldn't keep up with the pace. Nigga, I'm a Jew, a motherfucking diamond. If I can, of course, I ain't forcing the rhyme, and I'm awesome and shining. Oh, yeah.